At Madarva Healthcare recently held the very first, the 2020 virtual science fair, encouraging and supporting curiosity and science for students in grades 6 through 12. Later today, we will announce the winners. Miss America 2020, Camille Schreier was one of the judges, along with the very dapper CBS 6 meteorologist Tom Patton. Tom Patton was one of them. Tom, tell us a little bit about your experience as a judge for this. It was a really fun new concept. So, how did it go?
All right, I've judged science fairs like live. I'd go show up at the school and look at all the little booths and stuff and judge them and based on certain criteria. Now, in 7th grade, I think I may have done an experiment with like baking soda and vinegar. I may have made like a little volcano or something. So I was expecting, science experiments type things. These were insane. They were like how microbials could eat plastic that could save the oceans and these kind of things with antibiotics, and it was crazy. One of them was even a young man trying to predict and show us how to predict the next recession by studying the bond yield curve and all these crazy things. And what we had to do, first of all, there were 20 finalists, 10 middle schools and 10 high school ones, and they each had a video and an abstract we had to read, a slide presentation we had to go through, and other certain things we had to do. So each one took quite some time and quite some in-depth study. So this took me, 4 or 5 days, an hour or two a day to try and complete. It was a lot of work doing these, and they were so insanely advanced that it was intimidating in many cases, because a lot of this dealt with sciences, in the medical field, which I don't know very little about, but still, it was fascinating what these kids were up to, and I was amazed. So it took a while. We had to score them based on, I don't think anybody got less than an excellent. I mean, they were superior and excellent in all these categories. Man, it was a tough thing to do, to try and pick bits and pieces, and you really had to try and nitpick some of these to finally figure out some winners and maybe which ones stood out a little bit more than the others, but that was about it. It was pretty amazing.
Well, you raise a great point. And if we were going into this expecting like baking soda vinegar and the volcano that would, go over, and maybe the judging criteria would be how far does the lava spray? And then all of a sudden you have these incredible projects that like go off the chart of things that you thought these young people would be exploring. I guess that's really encouraging in that way. There was great participation in such incredible projects.
Yeah, and sometimes I was just trying to find out, well, what is the practicality of this? How could the common person maybe use this or benefit a large amount of people in maybe a simple way? And some of them were very topical. Some of them dealt with like hand sanitizer usage and experiments like that. What worked better, what didn't work better, and mask usage and things like that. So a lot of them were also topical as to what like society is going through now. So just fascinating stuff. Very interesting.
That's cool. Bill,
I just
anything
have
to
one
say about
question
that?
for Tom.
Yes,
Yeah, I
Bill.
have just one question for Tom, who sounds like he actually understood all of this stuff, which is amazing to me. Going forward now, do we have to call you the Honorable Thomas Patton, Your Honor?
I thought you were calling me that already, Bill.
I told you, Bill.
All rise!
I thought that was, no, honestly, some of this stuff, I would probably speak for most judges. I think we had some judges that were in maybe the medical field that understood a lot of things. There were some weather-based things also, like running a marathon based on dew point and how you might finish. So that one I thought was fascinating too.
Wow, very good.
Well, that's pretty
Congratulations
incredible.
to
Well,
everybody.
now,
Yeah.
without further ado, Tom,
The winners?